A woman from a small oil town became one of the most powerful people in Trinidad, but her son's party during a deadly pandemic almost destroyed everything she built. This is the true story of Paula Gopee-Scoon, and what most people don't know about her will change how you see Caribbean politics. From bank manager to foreign minister to trade boss, her climb to the top wasn't luck. By the end of this video, you'll see how she built her career, survived scandals that would end most politicians, and why she's still standing strong today. Stay with me because what happened with that boat party will blow your mind. Let me take you back to where it all started. Paula Gopee-Scoon was born on April 18, 1958, in Point Fortin, a town in Trinidad where oil and gas workers live. This wasn't a fancy place. It was a working-class town where people got their hands dirty and worked hard for their money. Her family wasn't rich or connected to powerful people. She was just a regular girl who knew that if she wanted to get somewhere in life, she had to earn it herself. She understood early that education was her ticket out. She went to the University of the West Indies in Barbados and got a degree in public administration and law. This combination was smart because she learned how government works and also the laws that control everything. But she didn't stop there. She kept studying and got a law degree from the University of London, focusing on labor and international law. Years later, she added an MBA in leadership and entrepreneurship. These weren't just papers to put on her wall. These degrees opened doors that most people never get to walk through. Before she ever thought about politics, Paula spent years working in banks. In 1982, she started at Republic Bank, one of the biggest banks in the Caribbean. She wasn't just working behind a counter counting money. She moved up into management where she made real decisions about who gets loans and who doesn't. From 1989 to 1990, she ran a branch at Workers Bank. Then from 1990 to 1996, she worked at Royal Bank in the credit department as assistant manager. Think about what this taught her. She learned how money works, how businesses get funded, how to spot good deals from bad ones, and how the financial world operates. Most politicians never learn this stuff. While working in banking, she also joined private companies as a director. In 1982, she became a director at Sunspot Plastics Limited, a company that makes plastic products. In 2002, she became a director at Biochem Trinidad and Tobago Limited. Being a director means you sit in boardrooms, vote on big decisions, review financial reports, and help decide the company's direction. She wasn't just learning about business from textbooks. She was in real companies dealing with real problems like competition, sales, employees, and profits. During this time, Paula got married to a man named Robert Scoon. They had 3 children together. One daughter, Joanna Scoon, became really good at squash and went to Princeton University in America, one of the best schools in the world. Having a child at Princeton tells you the family valued education highly and also had the money to support that kind of opportunity. Another son, Adrian Scoon, grew up to become a businessman and party promoter. We'll come back to Adrian later because his actions would eventually create a huge scandal for his mother. By the mid-2000s, Paula had built a strong reputation. She had banking experience, business experience, law degrees, and an MBA. She was almost 50 years old, which is actually perfect for politics because you're experienced but still have energy. In 2007, the People's National Movement, one of Trinidad's 2 big parties, asked her to run for parliament in Point Fortin, her hometown. She said yes. In November 2007, Paula won her election and became the member of parliament for Point Fortin. But winning the seat was just the start. The Prime Minister was Patrick Manning, and he immediately made her Minister of Foreign Affairs. This was huge. Most new politicians spend years working their way up. Paula jumped straight to one of the most important jobs in government. The Foreign Minister represents Trinidad to the whole world, meets with presidents and prime ministers, and handles relationships with other countries. Manning clearly trusted her from day one. As Foreign Minister from 2007 to 2010, Paula was suddenly dealing with world leaders. She traveled internationally constantly. In 2009, she was photographed saying goodbye to US President Barack Obama after a big summit meeting in the Americas. Imagine the pressure of that job. Everything you say can affect how other countries treat Trinidad. Every meeting could lead to trade deals or cause diplomatic problems. Paula did this for 3 years, building connections and representing her country on the world stage. But in 2010, everything changed. The PM lost the election to a coalition called the People's Partnership led by Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Paula and her party were suddenly in opposition. Going from foreign minister to opposition must have felt terrible. You lose your office, your staff, your power, and your influence. Instead of meeting world leaders, you're sitting in parliament complaining about what the new government does. Paula spent 5 years from 2010 to 2015 waiting for another chance. That chance came in September 2015 when the PM won again under new leader Keith Rowley. But Paula didn't get foreign affairs back. Instead, on September 11, 2015, she became Minister of Trade and Industry. There was a twist though. She didn't win an election this time. The government appointed her to the Senate instead. In Trinidad, you can become a senator without being elected, and senators can be ministers. This gave Paula power without having to fight a tough campaign. As trade and industry minister, Paula's job was to help businesses grow, bring foreign investment to Trinidad, create policies that strengthen the economy, and manage trade deals with other countries. This job actually fit her background perfectly. She understood banking, business, economics, and law. She wasn't just a politician who never worked a real job. She had spent years in the private sector before entering politics. In 2020, when the PM won another election, Prime Minister Rowley kept Paula as Trade Minister on August 19, 2020. She was still a senator, not elected, but she kept her powerful position. As of late 2025, she's still Trade Minister. She's now been in this job for over 10 years, making her one of the longest-serving ministers in government. That kind of staying power means she's valuable to the Prime Minister and good at her job. Now let's talk about what almost destroyed her career. In December 2021, Trinidad was going through hell with COVID-19. The country was recording over 20 deaths every single day. People were locked in their homes. Businesses were closed. Families couldn't even have small gatherings. The whole country was scared and hurting. Then a scandal exploded that made everyone furious. Paula's son Adrian Scoon, who works as a party promoter, organized a huge boat party called the Seaside Brunch Party. About 100 people showed up on a boat called the MV Ocean Pelican to party during the worst days of the pandemic. When police showed up, everyone wanted to know how this was legal. How did Adrian get permission to throw a party when everyone else was locked down? It turned out that a special restaurant license had been given for the boat, creating a legal loophole. This dragged several government officials into the mess, including the Attorney General, because he made the laws being used to justify the party. Critics said the government created special rules for connected people, while regular folks couldn't even visit dying relatives in hospitals. The fact that the party organizer was the trade minister's son made everything look even worse. Paula was stuck. She couldn't control what her adult son did for work, but his actions made her look bad. Opposition politicians and newspapers asked if Adrian got special treatment because his mother was a minister. Did officials approve his party when they would have said no to someone else? These questions didn't go away for weeks. Paula stayed mostly quiet, letting other officials defend the legality. But everyone remembered that her son threw a party while people were dying alone in hospitals. Paula has also fought other political battles. In August 2024, she got into a public fight with opposition MP Khadija Amin about food prices. Amin said at a press conference that food prices were shooting up because of lack of foreign exchange, showing data with an 8.6% increase. Paula fired back hard, calling Amin's statements wrong and misleading. She said Amin was using old data from 2022 to 2023 and ignoring newer data showing food price increases had dropped to just 2.3%. Paula accused Amin of dishonestly using 2-year-old numbers and being confused about what year it was. This kind of sharp fighting shows Paula can be tough when attacked and isn't scared to publicly go after critics. During her time as trade minister, Paula has traveled to other countries to help Trinidad businesses. In March 2024, she took 21 companies to Ghana for 6 days to explore business opportunities in food, chemicals, construction, and financial services. She's met with officials from China to discuss investment opportunities. In August 2024, she met with US Trade Representative Catherine Tai to talk about Caribbean trade with America. These trips show Paula stays active and keeps building relationships that might help Trinidad's economy. Now let's talk money because everyone wants to know how much Paula is actually worth. Various websites estimate her net worth between $1 million and $5 million. That's way less than some headlines claim, but it's still serious money in Trinidad. Where did it come from? Her minister's salary is public and pays well, but wouldn't alone make millions. Her wealth probably comes from multiple sources. First, she spent over 10 years in banking jobs that paid good money with bonuses. Second, she sat on company boards which pay director fees. Third, she's been in parliament and as a minister for many years, earning government salary the whole time. Fourth, she probably invested smartly over the decades in property or stocks. And fifth, her husband Robert Scoon has his own career adding to their family money. Being worth $1 to $5 million in Trinidad puts Paula in the upper class, but doesn't make her super rich. There are business people in Trinidad worth tens or hundreds of millions. Paula's wealth is real, but comes mainly from professional salaries and smart money management over many years, not from owning huge businesses or inheriting family fortunes. Paula is also known for collecting art. Art collecting costs money and is usually something only wealthy people do. She likes Caribbean culture, which makes sense given her job representing Trinidad internationally. She also reportedly enjoys playing Scrabble and doing charity work, showing a personal side beyond just politics. Looking at Paula's whole career, you see someone who planned everything carefully. She didn't rush into politics young. She spent 15 years building skills in banking and business first. She got advanced degrees that gave her expertise. When she finally entered politics in her late 40s, she brought real experience that helped her rise fast. She's been smart about keeping power by being flexible. When she lost her elected seat, she moved to the Senate. When she couldn't be foreign minister again, she became trade minister. She adapts instead of being rigid about what job she holds. Her survival through scandals also shows political skill. The boat party scandal could have forced her to resign if the opposition had pushed harder or if her own party decided she was hurting them. But she survived. She's kept Prime Minister Rowley's confidence through multiple elections and cabinet changes. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you deliver results, avoid making powerful enemies, and make yourself valuable, so removing you would hurt more than keeping you helps. As of December 2025. Paula Gopee-Scoon remains one of the most powerful people in Trinidad. She controls trade policy, business rules, and economic plans. She has relationships with business leaders, foreign governments, and international groups. She's been in cabinet for over 10 years across two different governments. She's survived political losses, family controversies, and opposition attacks. She's built wealth in the millions and raised successful children, including one who went to Princeton. Her story shows how someone from a regular background can rise to the top through education, smart career moves, and political skill. It also shows that power comes with problems. Your family's actions affect you. Your decisions get picked apart. Your enemies look for any weakness to attack. And staying at the top takes constant work, flexibility, and knowing how to play the game. Subscribe for more stories about Caribbean politicians and the secrets behind their power.